Alright, today we're going to be working on Chapter 4. We're going to find unknown numbers in multiplication and unknown numbers in division. Okay, we have multiplication and division. This is a little trick that hopefully will help you know how to solve these problems when a number is missing. When you're multiplying, you're taking two factors, or two numbers, and you're multiplying them together. If one of those factors is missing, you're going to do the opposite of multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication? Division. Maybe write this little chart down somewhere so you can remember when you're doing these problems. When you're dividing and a number is missing, the number is either going to be a dividend or a divisor. Division is a little bit different for the divisor. So we'll just start out with a dividend. If you're dividing and the dividend is missing, then you're going to multiply. Keep in mind, the dividend is the first number. So if you have x divided by 5 equals 20, this number would be the dividend. So if you had a dividend missing, you would multiply. The divisor is a little bit different. For the divisor, you would divide. Alright, here's example number 1. We have two factors and our product. The missing factor is represented by the variable a. So we have a number times 6 equals 72. Well, if you remember back to our little chart, if one of these two numbers are factors, this is our product. So if we have one of our factors missing, we simply divide. So over to the side, very neatly on your homework, you're going to take 72 divided by 6. 72 divided by 6. 72 the dividend, 6 is the divisor. So how many times will 6 go into 7? One time. 1 times 6 is 6. Subtract. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring your 2 straight down. 12. How many times will 6 go into 12? 2 times. 2 times 6 is 12. Subtract 0. So your answer is 12. A is the same thing as 12. And is this true? In order to check it, you just multiply. 12 times 6 is that 72? And the answer is yes. Alright, so what does this math skill have to do with real life? I like relating math to real life as much as possible. Today my kid did a lemonade stand.
I ran out of powder. I put the water in first and then the powder. And there wasn't enough powder for how much I did. To dogs, so we've heard poodles are good.
Yeah,
I want to get
this one.
Oh, really?
Go.
Hi, my name is Israel, and I made a lot of money
How did you make the money, Israel?
by doing lemonade stands. So I'll get it in one. So I
Pick
made
up all
this.
this money.
I got dollar bills, and then I got
A lot of change, huh?
these, a lot of these, a penny, a dime, quarter, and a quarter. So
Just do thumbs up now. He sold his lemonade for 50 cents a cup. At the end of the day, he made $22.50. So, if he sold his lemonade for 50 cents a cup, that's our rate. And then at the end of the day, he had $22.50. This is actually This rate right here is actually a factor in how much it's a factor that will determine how much we make at the end of the day. So this is a factor. And what's the other factor that determines how much we make? How many cups we sell. But for this second factor, we did not keep track of how many cups we sold. All we knew is that we were selling it for 50 cents a cup, and that at the end of the day we had $22.50. So, in order to get those two things, we multiply it. 50 cents a cup times however many cups we sell, which is our missing factor, and then at the end of the day, we had a product. Our product, what we produced by our work, was $22.50. So what we had is a missing factor right here. When you have a missing factor, you do the opposite of your operation, which is, in this case, multiplication. So opposite multiplication is division. Alright, so we're going to divide the product by one of our factors. $22.50 divided by 50 cents. Don't think about the decimals at first. 50 will go into 225 about 4 times. 4 times 50 is 200. Subtract. 5 minus 0 is 5. 2 minus 0 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Bring down your 1. 0. Okay, 50 will go into 250 5 times. 5 times 50 is 250. Now let's move our decimal. Since this decimal is here, we can, and this decimal is here, we can move this 2 places over. Move this 2 places over, so it's fair. Subtract. There's 0 there. So our answer is 45 cups. If you want to check it, just substitute it in right there. 45. If you take 50 times 45, you're going to get $22.50. So this is a real life example of how you can use a missing factor, this algorithm here, and find out an answer to something that you might think of in real life. So we sold 45 cups of lemonade. Alright, here's a division problem. Looks like a fraction. So we have an unknown number divided by 6, and that equals 15. So let's rewrite this in a different way. So this is top divided by bottom, or in and out. So in, k goes inside the fraction right here, and 6 goes outside the fraction. Dividend is inside, divisor is outside. And then 15 goes there, because that's our answer. We know what our answer is. What do you do when you have this? You go 15 times 6. What's opposite division? Multiplication. So 15 times 6, right over here. Let's take times 6 is 90. So all you really do whenever you have a problem like this, when you're missing the dividend, you just multiply these two numbers, 15 times 6. Or if you remember, it's like multiply those two numbers. But only when you're missing the dividend, which is the number on top of a fraction or the number inside of the division problem. Alright, in example number 3, we had k divided by 6 equals 72, which is the same as k divided by 6 equals 72, which is the same as k divided by 6 equals 72. So the dividend was missing. But when we're doing a division problem and the divisor is missing, 126 divided by m equals 7. M is the missing number, and that happens to be the divisor. 126 divided by m equals 7. The divisor is missing. 126 divided by m equals 7. The divisor is missing. When the divisor is missing, we do the problem a little bit differently. Instead of multiplying 7 times 126, we're actually going to divide those. We're going to take 126 Actually, I'm going to write it over here to the side. We're going to take 126 and divide that by 7 in order to find our missing number here. So 7 will go into 12. Can't really see me over there, I guess. 7 will go into 12 how many times? 1 time. 1 times 7 is 7. Subtract. 12 minus 7 is 5. Bring down your 6. 7 will go into 56 8 times. 8 times 7 is 56. Subtract. So your answer for your missing number is 18. So see if this is true. In order to check it, plug that in. See if 126 divided by 18 equals 7. Is that true? So let's do that really quick. 126 divided by 18. Is that going to equal 7? Let's find out. 18 to go into 126. Let's see, about 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 5 is 12. So your answer is 18, which is correct. So M equals 18. And that is how you find the missing number for a multiplication and division problem.